Is China's decision to stage the Ramayan promote Bharatnatyam among children is shared by Yu Jing, the spokesperson of the Chinese embassy in India, and the Chinese ambassador to India, extending warm greetings on World Hindi Day 2025 with a video on X. Are all these things signs of genuine long term cultural alignment, or is this a calculated strategic move considering China's demographic and financial challenges? Look, culturally, India and China have been aligned for a very long time, 2000 years plus. The Chinese Communist Party took Chinese culture in a very different direction. They tried to kind of smash out, stamp out old culture, old Chinese culture. But of late, they have realized the folly of doing so, and now they are trying to use China's culture as something that augments China's power, soft power worldwide, and China's image and all that. But when it comes to the Chinese Communist Party, culture is a means to an end. It's not the end itself. The Chinese Communist Party's overall objective is domination. Its expansion of their power. Essentially, China becomes the center of heaven, the Middle Kingdom, right? That's been their original goal. Right now, they understand it's very, very difficult to make it happen anytime soon. So right now, they have toned down the rhetoric and all that. But overall, that's always been the Chinese Communist Party's agenda. Now, India and China culturally, we align. There's no issue with our culture. There's no cultural issues that we have vis-a-vis China like we have with the Western world or any other part of the world. Our cultures are very compatible, India and China. Indian culture is not compatible with with Abrahamic culture, which is supremacist and expansionist and destructive. But India and China's cultures are very compatible. Uh, so there is definitely cultural alignment. There's no question about it. And uh, the Chinese have no issue with Indian culture, and they will definitely see this as low hanging fruit. So saying some nice things about India on World Hindi Day, maybe having some programs on World Yoga Day, Chinese people doing yoga, thousands of them, looks very nice. Indians are very easy to make Indians happy. Uh, stage the stage the Ramayan, have plays of the Ramayan, conducted in China, promote Bharatnatyam among children. It doesn't harm China any way at all by doing these things. It is not a threat to Chinese civilization or culture doing any of this. But they will definitely clamp down on Christianity and Islam in China. But they are okay with Hinduism because we are compatible cultures. So that is fine. So the Chinese are doing that, and by doing these things, the Chinese are signaling to India that we desire better relations. That's what they are signaling to India. How sincere are they is to be seen. But one can be optimistic and say that maybe the Chinese are sincere. So let's take it one step at a time. Let's meet and see what they seek and see what we seek, and let's see what's common in between these two things, and let's work together towards that, and we'll see one step at a time how sincere they are, and how they can also see how sincere we are. And that's how you go forward in diplomacy and in international relations. So it's definitely something we can do. Is this a calculated strategic move, considering China's various challenges? Definitely, it is that as well. It is that as well, right? Right now, the whole world's economy is shutting down. It's shutting its doors to Chinese imports by putting up these trade and tariff barriers. So where does China export all of its goods? It is the world's largest manufacturing capacity. But where does it export everything? Without the exports, the Chinese economy dies. So by bettering relations with India, they're hoping that they can get access to the Indian economy, and then India and China's trade can really go up, and that's what they seek. So they the past few years the Indian economy is completely shut down to the Chinese. There's still trade going on. I mean, India is exporting raw materials and importing Chinese finished products because India has failed in becoming manufacturing power past 10 years. I don't know what happened, but it's not happened. So there's this big trade imbalance, and if the Chinese get access to the Indian market, the trade imbalance could get worse. But yeah, that is the deal. So it's definitely related, linked to the Chinese, to the challenges the Chinese are facing, the geopolitical, demographic, financial, economic challenges the Chinese are facing, and for that they need to have better relations with India. It makes sense. from a strategic perspective. So that's why they're doing all this, and it's okay. We know why they're doing it, but if it leads to better relations, it's good for us as well. So we should take it one step at a time, very cautiously, but we can be optimistic.